Well, we're live from Scuttlebutt Lodge, and I've got the world famous Dr. Keys staying. And this is a special day now, of course. You know, we know it's been a dark time for the last 4 years, but it's going to get even darker today. We've got the eclipse happening today, so I know a lot of people are running for cover, declaring states of emergency, closing roads, closing transit. And I've been doing everything that I possibly can to get my chickens safe from the total darkness today. But unlike human beings, these little small-brained animals, they don't listen to experts very much. So, they don't. Well, so I've got Dr. Keys with us. We're going to play a couple tunes. He's written a few tunes over the years. Has been inspired by COVID and the darkness to make a few more. So why don't we start off with a tune?
Cool. We shall. This is a song called Information Overload. One of the numbers greatly inspired by the what some would call the plandemic, and just all the truth that's been exposed as of late.
Some people have been waking up and have been exposed to the truth, and maybe if they listen to your music, there'll be a few more that wake up.
Here's hoping.
Yes.
Here we are.
Someone turn me off, please. Breaks my heart every second day to see everything coming back. It's really that obvious. You can see it on my face. Yeah, it's getting ridiculous. I could write a trilogy. Information overload. It's information overload. It's information overlords. Tell us what they're doing. It breaks my heart every second day to see everything coming out. Getting ridiculously hard to find the truth. Yeah, they're making it obvious if you could only believe me. Information overload. It's information overload. Information overload. It's information overload.
Well, the only thing I was going to say about that was maybe it should have been misinformation. But absolutely, we've had inundated a tsunami of it's really even hard to call it information, propaganda maybe.
Yeah, propaganda.
Yeah.
There is some truth in there.
Yeah.
But it's really how it's spun. Like I was told that even organizations such as InfoWars doesn't give you the entire truth. You know, there's like you have to dig a little deeper. You know, it's all obviously a lot of it is out there. It's like plain to see, but you still have to inform yourself.
Yeah. Well, first off, I don't think anybody knows the whole truth. We've all got bits and pieces or substantial bits and pieces, but I don't think we can. Nobody has all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that they can put together.
That's
quite
right.
yet. So, and in politics, in my 15 years, it was, and I think this is the same with a lot of organizations. Is well, in politics we used to call it spin, and and spin is not telling all the relevant facts. That's what spin is. Just we'll let you know this much, and we'll let you know that part, but let's keep quiet about the other parts that we don't really want you to know.
Yeah. Yeah, saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah. So, but you came up to the camp not because you were afraid of the apocalypse or the eclipse.
Yeah.
But that's interesting how, well, another case of information overload. Here we're seeing cities declaring states of emergency, the city of Orangeville closing down their transit system, it's the city of Kingston closing down roads, and they're just pumping things out.
Yeah.
So you've got a band as well, Dr. Keys.
That's right.
And you've got a CD here, Dr. Keys Level Up.
Yeah, this is my latest album.
Right. And where can people get your latest album?
You can find it online at t1aodrkeys.bandcamp.com.
Holy jumping. Let's repeat that one.
T1AO Dr. Keys.
Dr. Keys.
.bandcamp.com.
.bandcamp. Okay.
Yeah. Alternatively, one can search Dr. Keys on the Bandcamp website.
Right.
I've recently found someone had reached out to me about helping with a script of a musical.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of out there. I think it might be like science fiction-y, and put in a jazz style, which is really interesting to me, because jazz is my primary genre with which I work.
Right.
Yeah.
But you've also got a band, and you're available to do a couple gigs and whatnot, and how do people find you on Twitter for that, or where else can they find you?
Yeah, I've worked really hard on getting the brand synergy over the years, and finally every single social media platform that I manage has the handle T1AO Dr. Keys.
Okay.
Odyssey too.
Odyssey.
Yeah, I've been making a bunch of videos over the years.
Right.
With just
music videos.
Yeah, music videos.
Okay. And they're on your Odyssey channel.
They're on a lot of places.
Right.
YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey. I think there's a few on Vimeo.
Right.
Yeah, I went pretty wild for a couple of years, just making music videos.
Right.
Which is a good way to pass the time over the course of the lockdowns.
Well, you're hidden away in the closets of COVID fear. The world was hidden away. Good time to write some music and do some videos. And,
and practice with the band.
Yeah.
Dr. Keys and the Current Thing.
And the Current Thing. And there's lots of current things that are happening. So, so they can reach out to you and book you a spot, book you a gig at the local pub or restaurant and whatnot. Well, good.
I'm very much available these days.
Yeah. Well, how about you give us at least one more tune here?
Sure thing.
From the repertoire of Dr. Keys and the Current Thing.
I've been writing a lot of new material as well. There's no shortage of material these days, as we know. And the more and more information that I receive, I'm greatly inspired to put my own spin on it.
Yeah.
And this song is about the illusion of choice. titled "It All Goes in the Same Bin." This is brand new.
Yeah, right on.
Like I just wrote it last week,
Okay.
basically.
So good place to do a little practicing with a new tune.
That's right.
Yeah.
With an audience.
Talking pundits covering walls, blue, red, Andy, Laurel ain't gonna give us that much more. Hippies tell them what to show. It all goes in the same bin, cooking with gas, fertilizing soil. Grass-fed cows with beef for raw. You better make sure you're keeping score about what you're really fighting for. 'Cause it all goes in the same bin. It all goes in the same bin. Well, who knows how deep this thing goes? Name the Swiss underground back door. Buying up, selling out chiefs and royals. Who are they really working for? It all goes in the same bin. Are we burning that much oil? It's like putting a square peg in a round hole. To you and me, it's another chore. And what do I do with all this foil? It all goes in the same bin. It all goes in the same bin. It all goes in the same bin.
Very good. Well, I was listening to that. I was thinking of the red, the ballot box, and the red bin and the blue bin, and it's all in the same bin.
Yeah.
Not much to distinguish between those bins. They're all the same.
Yeah. All wings of the same bird,
Right
as
on.
it were.
Mm. So what have you got coming up that you're still writing more and more tunes? And I guess, say, judging from the name of the band, Dr. Keys, and the current thing, all the band members are cut from the same cloth.
Cut from the same cloth.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All aware.
Yes.
Awake and aware of
Mhm.
what's going on.
Right.
And we get along. It's great to have a band, a group of people, just, a network.
Yeah.
That where you can laugh. You can just laugh about stuff.
Yeah. Be a normal human being.
It's the best way to combat the fear that's going around everywhere, and really that's kind of as Klaus Schwab would say, penetrate us. Like we're a lot of people are penetrated by the fear and don't know what to do, don't know up from down.
Yeah.
They're basically relying on these experts to tell them what to do, how to live.
And be fearful.
Yeah.
Fear is an interesting one because, you know, I was reading. I enjoy reading history, and I was rereading a little thing about FDR
Mm-hmm.
a little while ago, and during World War II, they created what was called the Atlantic Charter, where
Okay.
UK and FDR and the Allies put together this Atlantic Charter, and there was four key elements for after the Second World War that the Allied powers would make sure was going to happen with all the countries in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the key elements that FDR insisted on and got in it was the freedom from fear. And I was just reading that, saying, here, and of course, he also had that wonderful fireside chat. And one of his great ones was where he said, the only thing we have to fear is fear ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think back to a statesman and a political leader saying things like that, and then contrast that with Justin Trudeau and Doug Ford and all of them, where it's just be fearful,
Yeah.
and stoke the fear, and again, even not just over COVID, over everything and anything. Be fearful of the sky going dark today. Be
Yeah.
fearful of the cold and getting some sniffles.
Be fearful of daylight savings time.
Be fearful of the hole in the ozone layer. Be fearful
Yeah.
of
There's a ladybug on my jeans.
yeah.
It
Well,
flew in right at the last chord of the last song. Oh, and I was, oh man.
well, everybody calls them ladybugs, but of course, there's not many ladybugs around anymore. These are Asian beetles. Have infested Ontario.
Right.
That's
Right, because normally ladybugs have the red
more.
tinge to them.
Yeah,
These are more
yeah,
brown orange.
yeah. So,
Huh.
but there's a mess of them.
Yeah.
So, and the chickens haven't been found a way to eat them all. They eat a good chunk of them, but but I'll have to get more chickens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
More chickens to not listen to the experts about the eclipse.
Well, it really is. I find it really interesting and a good way to share a story is with what happens in nature. To explain to people. And I don't know if you ever saw. I did a little video about 15-minute cities, and I did it with the chickens. How the chickens are quite happy to have their little 15-minute community.
Yeah.
There's no, as you can see, there's no fencing that keeps them constrained.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit too fearful to go too far. They'll stay only within a few minutes and keep an eye on where the safety is in the coop, and everything is there for them. Their food is there. There's water there, a lot of times I think the chickens are smarter than the humans, but but that's where the 15-minute program. People are being encouraged to stay close at home, have everything right close, not go too far away, and create your own prison from your own fears, and government doesn't have to do it for you.
Yeah. You will live in the pod.
You will
And
live.
you will like it.
Yeah. So I did. You've got summertime is coming. You got any road trips planned or?
There's a couple. Haven't gotten
too much into the booking for the summer, but I know it'll heat up, no pun intended.
Right.
And there's I'll be out on the road in June. I'm making an appearance at the Vibes in the Valley Festival.
Oh, okay. And is that up around here? Vibes in the
It's
Valley? Whereabouts that?
I believe it's about an hour west of Toronto.
Okay.
Might be, I think, Elora.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's very high vibe, community minded, like-minded, and music oriented through and through. There's not much having to do with the new age kind of
Well, we're
stuff.
seeing more and more of those. Like here in Lanark, every summer, every long weekend in the summer, we have a Freedom Fest, and it's music. It's gospel music, but freedom, and the theme is, of course, freedom. So we're seeing more and more of those. People are finding different ways to deal with, the new world that is being pushed and imposed or trying to be. And finding other ways to be vocal and speak out or sing out.
Or silently resist. As outside of music, my credo is to just say no. No, thank you.
Well,
anybody gives me any guff, I just very politely tell them what's what.
Well, it's something that adults in Canada need to relearn, big time. To say no. Even a child, an infant, one of the first words they learn is no. And it seems like as adults we have forgotten what that word is. And it's an important word. When government or anybody is demanding, asking, or trying to make you to do something that is unwelcomed or stupid or anything,
unreasonable,
you just say no. You don't even have to add in any adjectives. You can if you want, but just say no. That happened all the time with with the masks and everything. With me it was just no, don't get into a conversation. Just no.
There came a point with me. I must confess, I was a bit of a normie in the early days of the lockdowns. That I didn't know what was right or wrong until I got through some friends and some information that seemed to have found me. Learned a little bit more of what was really going on, and living my life by that truth, like grounded in truth. And you just see my friends and I would have fun making masks out of whatever. Like, apparently, as long as your face is covered, it doesn't matter. It counts. So we took cheesecloth and just one layer of cheesecloth. I put it with a couple of twist ties, and you could still see my beard.
Well, that was, and people need to remember that, or should have saw it. That was the key. It didn't make any difference of how effective anything was, as long as your face was covered. Because it was the symbolism that government wanted, the symbolism that you were showing other people that you bought into the program, that you believed that not only everyone else was dangerous and a vector of disease, but more importantly, that you believed yourself were a vector of disease and a danger to everybody else. And so as long as you had your face covered, didn't matter if the holes were this big. You were showing submission, and you were showing that it was indeed proper to be fearful,
Yeah.
to show your face. So,
Yeah. Until it ends. It ends when you decide it ends. And once I decided
yeah,
that it ended, that it was over,
Yeah.
everything was over for me, was when I stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped with everything.
Mhm.
We have obviously cold winters here, so wearing a scarf over your nose is acceptable by those standards.
Well, it's
But then once
30,
it starts,
but
once it,
yeah, you know.
once it would start to get warmer, it
Yeah.
was, what's the use?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I decided, that's it.
Well, good.
I started saying no, and it felt very liberating.
Yeah. Oh, well, freedom is liberating, and making your own choices in life is liberating. Like, it's a dangerous place when you're not making your own choices.
Yeah.
So, well, how about we do one more tune before we cut out? And I want to just let everybody know as well. Come on up to the camp anytime. You can go on nomorlockdowns.ca and book some time at the camp and come out and visit with the chickens.
Yeah, the chickens are awesome. Highly recommend hanging out with the chickens. Thank you very much.
The real chickens, not the two-legged chickens that we see in politics and government and in the media that are pretty prolific these days. Anyway, one more tune and then we'll get ready for some more darkness on the day of the solar eclipse.
Yeah. This is another new one called Strong and Free. The story behind this one is the acknowledgement of the existence of God is what really scares our enemies away.
Right on.
They don't want to think that, because I don't believe they have the power or the mental capacity to think in these terms. I remember watching a video where Lady Gaga was being interviewed, and the interviewer was basically throwing a whole bunch of truth at her, and she attempted to fend it off by doing some sort of hand signal or something like that. But that's, it's something I don't want to be associated with.
Well, anyway. I'm not big into the music scene. I don't know anything about Lady Gaga, and I don't want to know anything about Lady Gaga. Some of my Stompin' Tom Connors or Stan Rogers, and there's lots of great musicians, and I don't think Lady Gaga fits into that category for me.
As talented as she is, it's just not the same. Not the same. Not cut from the same cloth.
Right on.
Anyways, this is a song called "Strong and Free," and this is what started my journey in getting into more a folk country direction. And here we go. The nerve of some people to try and freeze our funds. Back then when we weren't allowed to have fun. I ain't gonna preach cause I think you know where it's at. Well, let me tell everybody about this and that. Time's come to rise up strong and free. Praise God if they even gonna try anything on me. Why pick a side, unite for peace? Praise God if they even gonna try anything on me. Well, I ain't gonna listen to a thing some people say. They all get switched out anytime, anyway. Forcing us into all this fake ID.
me up. No, thank you, not me. Time's come to rise up strong and free. Praise God if they're even gonna try anything on me. Oh, cash is king, build community. Praise God if they're even gonna try anything on me. Sending out a message to the elites. Your time is up, we're standing strong and free. Ain't got to pick a side, unite for peace. Praise God if they're even gonna try anything on me. Praise God if they're even gonna try anything on me. Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Keys. And I think that's a good way to end this off is maybe say, you know, there's a good lesson in here. If you see things going wrong, pick up your guitar and make some music, or pick up your pen and write a story, or pick up the phone and call someone and make your voices be heard, and your ability to say no can be done through a guitar or done through the pen or any other which way you might find it.
Yeah, or megaphones.
Or megaphones. Or driving trucks, or
Yeah.
or flying flags, or there's lots of different ways you can share your. There's lots of different ways to say no.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thanks for joining me
Yeah.
at Scuttlebutt Lodge.
It was a wonderful pleasure to be
And
here.
I hope you enjoyed Dr. Keys and the next current thing.